Yes, I'm late. I know. What's happening? It's Saturday night up in the basement. A fun little stream. And I do mean little because there still ain't shit happening news wise. But never fear because we're just going to hang out anyway. So fill your cup and light your smoke. It's Saturday night. We're all up in the basement and it's time to get nerdy. What is going on? How's everyone doing tonight? What is happening? What do we got? Spicy Dan twice. Looks like Griff, Brooke, C Dub. How is everyone doing tonight? How's the back half of your week? How was your Saturday? I'm doing okay. Yes, I know. Basement of late. Sorry. Had just a couple things. Okay. I was on the toilet longer than I thought I was going to be. Aight. It's what it is. It's what it was. It also was stanky. So there it was. I was stuck on the shitter. I'm sorry I'm late. But we are here. There's a little bit of stuff here and there to talk about. A little bit of stuff. Oh, but God damn it. Hard. I didn't just kill the stream, did I? Anything so good? Anything happen? Bob's your uncle. Yeah. Got some people saw the Predator Badlands. I want to see it. I don't know when I'm going to see it, but I want to see it. harvested your garden today from, oh my God, 10 hours in the garden for Spicy Dan. Eesh. That sounds like a whole lot of fun. I mean, hey, whatever works for you, bruh. Gardening is not really my thing. Gardening is not really my thing, but that's okay. So, did everyone who went and saw The Predator like The Predator? Who else saw it? Is it just Brooke? Your family hates you and your peppers? Why? Because of the pungent aromas caused by the preparation of the peppers? Is that why? Apparently, the Independence Day versus now Canada. Yeah, I actually heard that. What was it? Wasn't there like the skull of one of the Independence Day aliens in the background of a shot from Predator Badlands? Wasn't something like that? I think Dan's garden is more like a farm. I mean, maybe. Maybe could be. But hey, if peppers is what Spicy Dan is into, then peppers it shall be. Started using this hot sauce as punishment. My girls use potty talk. What? Dude, that's crazy. So far as work, I bet. All right. You said the S word. Come here and let me set your fucking mouth on fire. Basically. Shit, if it's like the. Sorry, Spicy Dan. I can't remember the name of that, like, really hot shit you've talked about, but, like, odd drop, probably just, like, right on the tip of the tongue is probably all you'd need. Bloop. Something like that. Elle Fanning. I believe it's Dakota Fanning's younger sister, I think. Now washing their mouth out with soap. Oh, yeah. I remember getting my mouth washed out with soap. Y'all know about lava? Y'all remember lava soap? Is that still real, first of all? Does it still exist? But second of all, anyone remember that shit? I just remember lava, green bar soap, gritty as fuck because it had built in pumice. So it could really scrub the hands, like for people with super dirty jobs like mechanics and Spicy Dan's gardening ass and whatnot for Fury of the Gods. Okay. Yeah, well, most of the time when I said something stupid, it was lava used in your machine shop or dial or what have you, but a particularly egregious word or a particularly aggressive form of talking back, as it were, that got the lava. is best for getting grease off your hands. Yup. It is really good soap. Like, don't get me wrong, it's really good soap, but it sucks when that's what got used for the washing out of the mouth for naughtiness. Yeah. Yeah. Most of the time, dial. Really egregious offenses. Lava. Lava soap. There it is. There it is. So, anything else fun happening in y'all's lives that you want to share with the class? Be like, yo, this happened and it was pretty cool. Anything like that for anybody? Oh no, dude. I know. I was just joking. Shit, if they're not used to it, a drop of some mild shit would probably do it anyway. Like real talk. Yeah. Hoping to do a binge of the movies maybe tomorrow morning. That'd be fun. Veterans Day is coming up. Yes, it is. Excuse me. Watching this Notre Dame versus Navy game right now. Pouring down snow in South Bend. I was really hoping the reports were wrong. I am not ready for snow yet. I'll say shit all the time. To me, snow is the S word. I've been in denial. I didn't want to look at the weather report. If Doctor Doom conquered the Warhammer universe, Jesus, that'd be crazy. Actually, you know what? It might not be super crazy. I kind of feel like he and the Emperor of Mankind are pretty similar. I feel like they're actually pretty similar. I don't know that it would be that much different. Like real talk, I don't know if it'd be that much different. Oh yeah, yeah. Minnesota's crazy with the snow. An hour and 40 minutes. Holy shit! They did not fuck around with that video. Yeah, you should send it to him. Just DM it to him in Discordy, ordy. Excuse me. Executive Judge from a channel that makes all sorts of crossovers between nerdy universes. I mean, that's a pretty cool concept. I think it's pretty dope. I probably should go check that shit out because that sounds pretty cool. It also sounds like a fuck ton of editing. An hour and 40-minute video on top of that shit? Wow. Watched Frankenstein movie, did Executive Judge. Pretty good. You're talking the one with new one with Oscar Isaac and Jacob Elordi. Oscar Isaac as the Dr. Frankenstein and Jacob Elordi as the creature. Or Frankenstein's monster. Here's a monster. What if Joker entered Warhammer? Ooh. He'd probably, Joker entered Warhammer. Well, no one would put up with his shit, and he'd probably die in short order. What up, Icarus? Moon Knight is Dr. Frankenstein. Yep. Or, you could always say it was Poe as Dr. Frankenstein as well. Warhammer theorist. Okay. Drop a link in the chat if you feel like it. You don't have to. Yeah, we are capable. We're grown ass peoples. We're capable of searching shit up. At least I would hope so. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. Leto Atreides is Frankenstein. Oh, well, that's fine. Chainsaw Man just passed Jujutsu Kaisen as the number 5 highest grossing anime film ever at the U.S. box office. All right. What up, Rob? Finished watching a Rocky Horror Picture Show documentary from like 20 years ago. Now you want to watch it again? Oh, you mean the Rocky Horror Picture Show in and of itself? It's a fun movie. It is a fun movie. I don't know if I actually want to go to the theater for the full Rocky Horror Picture Show experience where like motherfuckers are showing up in full on cosplay and like everyone gets up and goes to the front of the theater and does the time warp together. I mean, it sounds cool on paper, but you're actually dealing with real people in the theater. Watch Grandma's Boy. I haven't seen that one. Have you seen That's My Boy with Adam Sandler in it? That shit funny as fuck. Oh my god. Yeah. Who's in Grandma's Boy? Awesome movie, Grandma's Boy. Okay. Oh yeah, no, I got that. Who's in Grandma's Boy though? And also, I'm gonna do a shot, but I gotta decide: do I want the fireballs or do I want the crown? Should just make a whole ass drink. Yeah, fuck that. The Boy's a staple at Rob's house and Friday. Oh yeah, Friday. Fuck yeah. Hey, Smokey over here taking a shit. Covert, Peter Dante, Nick Swartzen. All right. I'm not sure what quite what's happening, but it looks fun. All right, you guys ready to get into some hoo ha? A little bit of. Well, let's start off with a little quick fun one, shall we? So, you guys know about Mr. Richson here, right? You all know about Alan Richson. So, this came out the other day. Alan Richson reveals he's in talks for a quote unquote messier role in the DCU. Stranger Things first 5 minutes. Have I watched it yet? No. Nor have I watched any of it. We've been over this. No, I still haven't watched any Stranger Things at all. Outside of the occasional commercial, that would be the only frames of that show I've seen. Yep. Anywho. I described to them, this is an Alan Richson quote. I described to them the kind of personality that I'd want to play and what that would mean to their world. I want to play somebody a little dirtier than your typical clean cut protagonist. Well, yeah, that's what I keep hearing, executive judge. Yes, no, I haven't. No, I haven't. Yes, I've heard magnificent things about that show from its inception. Yeah. No, I just never got around to it for whatever reason. Never got around to it. So yeah, Alan Richson in talks to play somebody or other in the DCU. And he says he wants to play somebody a little dirtier than your typical clean cut protagonist. So, I wonder, do you guys have any idea who he could mean? Now, he said a little dirtier than your typical clean cut protagonist. So, does that mean he just wants to play like like a questionable cop kind of thing, like closer to an anti-hero? Or do you think he means villain? Because my first thought was, oh, he's going to be in DC? Despite what we want, he's not going to be Batman in any form of it, even though if he is ever going to play Batman, it should be an adaptation of Absolute Batman, just because he's that fucking big. But, you know, this was my first thought. I was like, who that big motherfucker play? Oh, hey, look, that's a big motherfucker. How would you guys feel about Alan Richson as Bane? Assuming he's talking about being a villain instead of just kind of like a very morally gray good guy ish. What do you guys think? You're thinking Boehner, that corrupt cop from. Yeah. The Amazing Spider Man? I don't know. It was like that dickhead cop that's always hanging around Gordon. What's his fucking name? I can almost hear it in my head. Damn it. I can't think of who the fuck that is. Batman the Animated Series. Yeah. Well, you didn't put a B in there the first time. All you had was TAS. But yeah, that's what I'm trying to think of too. Uh, Not Bullock. Oh, okay. All right, fine. Not Bullock. Yeah, I can't think of like a. I don't know DC very well at all. I mean, I don't know Marvel that well either. But like, I know he was a one-off villain. Oh, one movie isn't enough for Bane. I mean, I wouldn't argue with that at all. Hey, I don't have to know all this stuff. I leave that to Rob, and then I glean his knowledge. Yeah. Uh, he could take over from Manganello for like Deathstroke though. That'd be cool. But then again, that's a straight villain. Not a lot of great at Deathstroke. He's just, a psycho. Super soldier type. Hmm. I would say he could be like a Super Jack Constantine, but like Constantine is Keanu Reeves thing, and they need to hurry up and get that fucking shit going too. Jesus. I don't know. But I say forget just a little dirtier than your typical clean cut protagonist. Just go villain, Alan. Just go villain. I don't know if he'd like the somewhat lower intelligence of this character, but he's built to be an awesome Solomon Grundy. Definitely has the Grundy build. Hmm. Yeah, I'm not anywhere near familiar enough with DC to think of someone with the description he gave a little dirtier than your typical clean cut protagonist. Yeah, all I can come up with is villains, but there's a few that would work nicely for him. Oh, they could make him Mr. Freeze. Well, no. Mr. Freeze is not that big. Never mind. That would be a bad idea. Hmm. It's interesting though. I mean, I would, in general, I would, I'd love to see him in a DC project. Now, where here's a little bit more relevant question. Rather than who would he play, a more importantly than that is, are these talks actually going to go anywhere? Especially with the impending sale happening. Like, would it actually behoove either party to lock him into a role that might not exist by the middle of next year? Because the universe might not exist after the stuff currently in production. You know? I don't even know if these talks are going to go anywhere now that I'm really thinking about it. There's just way too much happening. I don't know that DCU would want, or I don't know that DC would want to commit. I mean, they might be willing to be like, no, let's lock this motherfucker in. But I don't know if Alan Richardson's agent would allow him to commit to that with things in flux the way they are right now. But it'd be fucking dope. And forget who he plays. Just give me some Richardson in the DCU, man. It'll be fun. It would be fun. Any more thoughts on Mr. Richardson potentially entering the DCU? No? I. So, let's talk about anime and the fact that it's crushing it. Azrael is one of my favorite characters in the Nightfall series, who Bruce trusted to be Batman while he was healing after Bane broke his back. Yeah. I have a vague. I know because I was watching it listening to while dashing some are like Rob's Batman playlist, and I remember Azrael being brought up, but I don't 100% remember his backstory. One Punch Man season 3's been all right. That's nice. That's cool. Watching the monster movies lately. Nice. Demon Slayer and Chainsaw Man Resi Arc. Yeah. Well, like I mentioned earlier, that took over the number 5 spot in when it comes to anime movies performing over Cheer in the Merc. Yeah, Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer continues to kill it, and it's about to make a fuck ton more money. Check this shizzle out, chat. Demon Slayer keeps reaching new highs at China's box office. This is that Luis Fernando guy who's like really good with his box office analysis. Ahead of its November 14th opening, previews on November 13th. Demon Slayer Infinity Castle ends its 4th pre-sales day on Saturday with an 11.6 million 4-day cume for the November 13th through 16th period, with 5 days yet to go. As I mentioned yesterday, previous anime pre-sales record Suzume only crossed 10 million in pre-sales 3 days prior to its opening day. While Infinity Castle did it 2 times faster, poised to become the biggest pre-sales ever for a non-Chinese animation when all is said and done. Proceeds to give the breakdown. Exhibitors all in now with 96K screenings already open for pre-sales, a record for non-Chinese films that early in pre-sales period. 96K screenings already open. Now that's screenings, not necessarily screens, because they could be doing multiple screenings. But that's still a fuck ton of shows. Like, China's a huge place with a massive, massive, massive population. So I mean, it only makes sense that they'd have what is obviously a shit ton of movie theaters. Nightfall's your favorite Batman run? I mean, yeah, really good run. Like, universal praise for that run that I've heard, seen, personally experienced. Oh, he killed bad guys. Eventually, Bruce found out how reckless he was, made Bruce want to recover faster, and then Nightwing took over from Azrael. Okay. Cool. New Absolute Batman is really good, yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm not privy to like all the info, but I think I follow enough accounts that deal with nerdy shit that also don't always agree. So I get a variety of input to think about. Yeah, like Absolute Batman has been universally praised in the shit that amongst the people and whatnot that I keep track of personally. Nothing bad I've ever seen on Absolute Batman. Like, just in general, the Absolute series, people are fucking loving. Like, all of them. And obviously some more than others. Like, there's, people are always going to like one thing a bit about, more or less than this other thing. It's just how we roll up in this bitch. But, yeah, I've heard that about all of them. But yeah, I think I think Absolute Batman has gotten the highest praise out of all of them. Yeah. Yeah, Demon Slayer. 96K screenings already open for pre-sales. That's crazy. Pre-sales pacing slowed down a bit on Saturday, so 30 million plus during the pre-sales period starts to become unlikely if it keeps the current pacing, putting it in the $20 million plus range. But anyway, anything beyond Suzume's 17.1 million will already be a spectacular new record. As I've been saying from day one, pre-sales for anime films are extremely front-loaded in China. But even so, an opening weekend way above Suzume's 49.9 million debut seems locked. Damn. Could even dream of beating Avatar: The Way of Water's 57.1 million and Godzilla vs. Kong's 69.2 million. Right now, looking at a 60 to 95 million 3-day opening weekend, depending on how front-loaded by pre-sales the weekend is. What could potentially be the number 2 biggest opening weekend for a non-Chinese film post-COVID, only below F9's 136.1 million if it ends up on the higher range. F9? The fuck is F9? Oh, fantastic. Or Fast 9. Okay. Damn. That thing's about to make a shit ton of money. And anime movies leg out, too. What is this box office at right now? I must know. I also must learn how to type. What the hell? Okay. Oh, shit. It's already cracked 650 million globally. Yeah, so. Yep. Killed all the comic book movies for this year. Yeah, already at 650. About to get what? 60 to 95 3-day opening weekend. Just say it's the low one. That's already cracking 700. So that would mean, ooh, damn. Depending on how long it holds legs, and especially if it's a much lower percentage drop off, like, movies average like around 50% drop off, 60%, you're getting real ugly. If this thing only has like a 30 to 40% drop off and holds at that weekend after weekend, there is a chance, and not a super small one, that Demon Slayer could end up being $1 billion movie, chat. Demon Slayer could end up, thanks to this wide Chinese release, $1 billion movie. That's nuts. Right, Nazod 2 cracked 2 billion. All right, so Demon Slayer isn't going to catch Nazod 2. They already had the third highest grossing movie of all time fairly recently. Yeah. Yeah, so now obviously Chainsaw Man isn't going this crazy, but it's performing pretty damn well in and of itself. Here we are. Yeah. Yeah, okay, it was Jujutsu Kaisen 0. So it's beaten Jujutsu Kaisen 0 is now his number 5 highest grossing anime film. Grossed 900K on its third Friday. 35.3 million cum in the US. Yeah. So yeah, Chainsaw Man's doing some business too. I mean, not a lot here, only 35 mil, but that's still pretty good. It moved up the list. Now top 5 anime in the US all time. By the time it was released in the US, it had already cracked that. Oh yeah, yeah, we're like, we're like the final swipe of frosting on the cake. You know, the last flour that gets squeezed down the border. That's us. Yeah, Nazai too. Yeah, so Chainsaw Man's doing some business as well. Anime, anime's been on the come up. People that pay attention have known this for a while. That anime's been like, we're coming, bitches. We're coming. But now we're seeing projects that are letting those that have been ignorant of the popularity and the growing power of anime are now finally starting to see it with Neza 2 going crazy and making headlines everywhere, and now Demon Slayer doing what it's doing here and across the globe. And Chainsaw Man now. K-pop Demon Hunters. What up, Brennan? Like, it's the evidence is really starting to pile up. And people outside the nerdy sphere are starting to notice. Like, oh, you're good, dude. I was tardy tonight, too. I was taking a shit. Where was I? Oh, yeah. Anime on the come up. Like, it's getting to the point where it's undeniable, period. And, of course, some studios are smart enough to start cashing in on that shit. And not just on, like, anime itself. Like, anime-based projects, like live-action anime. Like, Netflix already doing the One Piece. Sony's doing... Netflix is doing couple live-action ones. The names escape me. Sony's going to dive into it now because they own Crunchyroll, I think. Sony owns Crunchyroll. So honestly, with them owning Crunchyroll and having access to the numbers, I'm surprised they haven't like already really started going in on anime. You know, they could have done it like they didn't even have to wait for the regular anime studios to prove it. They could have just been like, "Hey, yo, we got all of this shit. Check this out." Like they could have been exploiting that for a hot minute, but now they're going to. They're doing an animated Stranger Things spinoff. That's cool. That's pretty cool for sure. But yeah, animes. I'm gonna have to like find one I can watch and like actually dive into the culture at least a little bit. You know, at least up to my ankles. Wade on in there, at least get up to my ankles so I have at least somewhat of a clue instead of just going, "Hey, anime people like this." You know, I really should. I've been told by a few. Okay, guys, maybe even it was some of you that told me this, but I've been told, since we're already on the subject, that Demon Slayer itself is a decent anime for newbies like myself. Like it would be a good starter anime. Do you guys agree with that statement? Would you guys that are knowledgeable about anime here in chat right now, would you agree that Demon Slayer would be a good starter anime for chilling? What say you, chat? It's the first anime you got into, Brooke? All right. That's cool. Brooke, you've watched Demon Slayer, Attack on Titan, Dragon Ball, and Dragon Ball Z, Death Note, and Black Clover. Brennan thinks so. All right. Okay. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is dope. I'm sure there's a shit ton of dope anime, but like, what's a good starter one that like will get me in there, but like not already jump off into like complete brain melting anime weirdness? Seven Deadly Sins was your first, Brennan. All right, I've heard of it. I've heard of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood as well. I've heard people talk about it, and not just in the technically internet sense where you're technically reading it. Like I've literally heard people I know have talk about that shit in person in front of me. It's limited. You won't have to watch 1,000 episodes. I mean, that's beneficial. Like, what is that? Fucking One Piece, right? That's one of the ones with like a fuck ton of episodes. If I recall correctly. Am I recalling correctly? One Piece has got a fuck ton of episodes. Am I right? Or am I wrong? Start with One Piece live action. No, if I'm going to get into anime, I need to get into anime and then branch off into seeing how I feel about live action anime. But I want to start off with the thing. You know what I mean? Naruto? Just the tip anime? Yes, Rob. Yes, just the tip. You know, first knuckle only. Just a little bit of that action. That's all I need. Trigun and Helsing? I can get a hold of Tenchi Muyo. That was a gateway. Okay. Watched like a couple episodes of the original Naruto and Bleach. Says Brooke. Definitely need to watch more of it. Yeah, Josh and in the Tower chat loves them some Bleach. But I feel like Bleach is for not a newbie. It's just the impression I get is that Bleach is not for a newbie. One Piece live action was good. The redhead is smoking hot. I mean, that's never a bad thing. Original Bleach show at 366. Okay, yeah, that's a fair chunk. That's a fair chunk, man. And after that is the 1,000-Year Blood War. Okay. Wait, is that the next arc in Bleach? Griff! It's crack-a-lackin', man. Never heard of Bleach? One Piece live action is good anyway. Season 2 is coming. Yeah. Yep. They cast, what's his fuzz? The Blue Beetle kid. Shoro Mariduena. Mariduena? Is there a tilde on the end for him? No, it's either Mariduena or Mariduena. Shoro. Start getting into names like that. That's when you're getting into the Aztec heritage of the Mexican people. Like the America Chavez chick. She's got another one of those names that begins with the X and the C and the H. Hers is like Shidul. Something like that. Gomez. Cyberpunk Edge Runners, I think. Code Geass is a decent one. Well, you know I like action. Oh, he was on Cobra Kai as well? Yeah, I haven't watched that either. And heard lots of good things about it. Some people, not everybody, but some people that I, follow on the Twitter or on YouTube or whatever, said, like the last season or two was kind of on a bit of a downturn going into the last season or two. Some people have said Cobra Kai. I'm speaking of Cobra Kai. But still, they overall considered it a really good show. So, lots of anime genres. What would you want? Oh, probably some kind of pseudo samurai shit. I dig. You give me some good katana stuff, and I'm a happy man. If I like Karate Kid, I would like the show. Yeah. Jujutsu Kaisen, Samurai Champloo. Never heard of it. Now, for me, a lot of like, it's funny because like Voltron, the OG Voltron is anime, and I loved that when I was a kid. But I don't know. The older I got, the less like, the more the animation style bugged me. It's like the way they talk. It bugs me. I don't know. Just some of the stuff I just it's a bit off-putting. I've got a very technical mind, and like some of the shortcuts anime takes, I'm just like, but I don't know. I'm sure there is one out there
Like I tried watching fucking Avatar. I think I got through half of the first season, and then I was like, I mean, there's nothing wrong with the story and stuff. Just sometimes, honestly, some anime that I've tried getting into just got too fucking goofy. So maybe I should say I need to watch a very actiony and much less goofy anime. Goofy anime is very hard for me to get into. So serious actiony anime would probably be a good one for me. Try Cowboy Bebop. I've heard good things about Cowboy Bebop. I've heard good things. It's a space cowboy anime. Cowboy. Ooh, interesting. I like space. I like cowboys. Basically Star Wars. Oh, no shit. Okay. That reminds me. I still have. Have any of you guys checked out any of Vision Season 3? Because I have not yet. Speaking of anime, and now that Icarus brought up Star Wars, could put the two together. You got Visions, and has anyone watched any of Season 3? Good mech anime that's also about the purpose of life and stuff. Okay. Vision Season 3 is pretty good. You've watched it? All right. Have you watched all of it or just some of it? Did they drop it all at once? Like, I haven't even bothered to check and see if that's the case. Matt, what's going on, man? Things appear to be looking pretty good over in the cave for you. And that's awesome. Still killing it over there at Matt Cave Gaming. Good to see. All those things are one season runs or a standalone movie. Cowboy Bebop was dope. Okay. Watched 5 episodes of Vision Season 3 so far. Good stuff. Okay. Yeah, like, oh, that's what I need to do. I need to go back and watch, like, all of Visions and, like, write down the episodes that I really dig and then bring them back to you guys, and then you tell me what anime I should watch. That's the fucking move right there. Well, that's not even that much research. All those things I want in anime are the old ones. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that might be the way to do it. A little bit of research, watch some Star Wars Visions, write down the episodes I think are dope, tell you guys what episodes I think are dope, and then you anime experts are going to be like, watch this one. And I probably will. Hopefully it'll be one that I can access on a platform that I already have. That would be very, very handy. And hell, I'm probably going to have to start canceling fucking subscriptions, much less adding one to Crunchyroll. You got to watch Killer Killers. Dude, it's fucking sick. Oh, you watched Badlands? What'd you think? Oh, yeah. That reminds me. I haven't really seen this in my Twitter bubble, but like Josh was talking about yesterday, how like some of the usual crowd is fucking talking about Badlands being a girl boss movie. Those of you in chat who have seen Badlands, I'm going to ask you to think like an asshole, or somewhat like an asshole. Actually, you don't even have to, because like super obvious girl boss shit is like not hard to pick up when it's like a genuine, overt thing. Those of you in chat who have seen Predator Badlands, are the accusations of that movie being a girl boss movie accurate? I must know, because I haven't really seen that complaint in my bubble. And I somehow or other, all that shit seems to trickle in to my timeline one way or another. So if it's like a thing, it hasn't made it into my timeline, which is interesting. Brooke says, "Oh, you didn't even really pay attention." Well, if like if it wasn't super overt, then that's probably why you didn't catch it. Like, I'm wondering if it was like overt, or if they're just being the usual fucking twats, snowflake bitches that they are. Dandadan was good. Not really a girl boss issue, but there's forced in cheesy humor. Okay. I can tolerate a little bit of forced in cheesy humor. That won't bother me. All right. I was wondering if that was a bit overblown. I mean, like girl boss stuff. And I hate to use the other side's phrases, but unfortunately, you have to sometimes. An overall fun ride worth watching. Oh, I want to. I already knew I want to. But yeah, I hate using some of that phraseology, but it's part of the conversation now, so it is what it is. Anyway, I'm fairly tolerant. Like, it's got to be out of fucking control, like super cringe before I get bothered, but it has happened. There is some super cringe shit out there that would have to qualify as girl boss because it was, but not because of the idea of a strong female lead, but just because they wrote her like ass. And that's where my problems come in. You know, I could watch any of the Studio Ghibli. Okay. Yeah, I've seen that. I haven't watched it, but yeah, Netflix promotes the hell out of their Castlevania anime show. And like some of the little bits and pieces of the trailers that I've seen on Netflix, it does look kind of cool. Maybe I'll watch that one. The fanning chick could be my boss, says Brennan. Want to see more Gundam? Yeah, Gundam's like fucking mech stuff, right? What was that other mech show besides Voltron that was out around? Robotech. There was another one though. How long has Gundam been around? There's another anime-y cartoon I watched when I was a kid. There was Voltron, Robotech, and another one. Matt, you remember what I'm talking about? Main character in Predator is never overshadowed by the other characters. He's the main who stays that way. Well, then I don't know what the fuck they're bitching about then. Because that is not how girl boss movies work. If the main character is not overshadowed, then not girl boss. Unless it's a poorly written female lead. Yeah, how long's Gundam been around, chat? Matt, I'm going to ask you to go back. Now listen to me. You remember in the 80s, there was a few kind of anime cartoons running around that we all watched back in the day. Voltron, Robotech, and then there was another mech one. And I'm wondering if it was Gundam. If that was Gundam or if it was another one. But Matt, you know what I'm talking about. Is anything triggering in your mind? There are fighter jets in the Gundam shows? Oh shit, it might have been Gundam. Fighter jets that can transform into mechs. Oh damn. Gundam might have been the third one. Gundam might have been that other one that I watched because I remember, because I loved the I can't remember the name, but the Transformers jet, like the big white one. And then I saw Gundam doing that kind of shit. Maybe if it was Gundam, and I'm like, ooh, Gundam was out forever, so it was out when we were kids. Robert. I think that might have been the one then. I think as a kid, I think I might have liked. Well, I remember liking Voltron, Robotech, and I guess it was Gundam. There's also, I remember Mask. Oh, now that you bring it up, oh shit, yeah, that was mainly ground vehicles. Gundam started '79. Well, it has to be it then. But yeah, Mask. Oh my god. Wow. Fucking Mask. Holy shit. That that the neuron containing that memory hasn't been fired in a while. Holy shit. The neuron containing that memory has not fired in a while. Gundam is probably a more kid friendly version of Robotech. Okay. Fucking Mask. Holy shit. That's crazy. Saber Rider and the Star Sheriffs? No. Loki, what's going on? Loki, Transformers, G.I. Joe, He-Man, Mask, Brave Star, Silverhawks, Thundercat. Thundercats, yes. Silverhawks. The name sounds familiar, but I don't remember the show per se. Deep cut nerdy memory. Fuck yeah, bro. Mask was only a couple seasons, right? The 80s was pretty fucking peak for animation. Just watched the first season of G.I. Joe on Prime. It was terrible, and I remember in a moment, well, of course it's going to be terrible. Like, you kind of have to expect that shit. Like, a lot of the cartoons we loved as kids watch now, we'd probably be like, but then the nostalgia take over, and then we'd be like, fuck it, I don't care. Here's another that lets me Dino Rise. Oh my god. Yes. I don't know that I watched it, but I do remember its existence. Silverhawks is pretty much Space Thundercat with birds. Okay. Centurions. Yes, Centurions. Damn. We are going down the rabbit hole now, and I don't even care. This is good shit. I like having fucking really inactive neurons triggered, man. Pretty cool. You want to chat? Here's to you for bringing back some fucking seriously old ass memories that are fun. That's pretty cool, man. I wonder if I can find that. My dumbass took the bookmark. 70s, 80s, and 90s cartoons will never be matched. True. Bring up all kinds of shit. I want that. You know what? Evangelion was released in the 90s. Okay. Yeah. If I can't find it, it doesn't really matter. Oh, that's a fun little thing. Oh, that just happened this afternoon. Evidently, Harloff has let drop that Doctor Doom's face will reportedly not be shown in the Doomsday Cloak. No problem with that at all. Okay. Anyway. Power Extreme. Sounds familiar. It triggers a little tickle in the back of my brain cells. It triggers a little. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do at all. Is that really what that looks like? It looks way worse than that. I gotta do something about my fucking background. Holy. I kinda wish I hadn't discovered I could do that. All right. Let's climb out of that hole and get back to business. So, it is now time to talk about Doomsday. I know. I know. Every fucking stream, Doomsday, 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 Doomsday. But, chat, here's the deal. There ain't shit else going on. There's Doomsday, and there's Brand New Day for Marvel, and that's it until January when Wonder Man comes out. So really, that's still it, is Doomsday and Spider-Man. That's all they have going on until some of the TV shows come out next year, that is. But yeah, so that's what we have to talk about Marvel-wise. That's what we get. So, was it last week or just earlier this week? That Doomsday leak came out about how I want to make sure I get this right. Son of a bitch. No. Okay. So the rumor that came out the other day was that in a different universe, not 616, not 838, not 10005, and not 828, the Fantastic Four universe. Doctor Doom is from another universe, and in that universe, he was married to Sue Storm, and he and Sue had. Hi, Malice. Say hi to my cat. Gonna look at the camera or just stick your back of your head all up in the way? All right. And good boy. Moving along. Anyway, in this yet another new universe, Doctor Doom was married to Sue Storm, and together they had a son named Franklin. And that universe was destroyed in an incursion, and Sue and Franklin died. And that is why he is rampaging about the multiverse. In search of who's responsible and to try and find another version of his family. So that's the rumor. And then what was this? Yeah, and then Thursday, the official Marvel Entertainment Twitter account. Dropped this post. Shows this scene from Fantastic Four. We all remember it. They're looking out over the balcony, and out in the city, you can see fucking lights and action happening as the police are out there arresting everyone because Reed told them, where to find everyone. So Sue says, "You baby-proof the world." And the other picture they put next to it was Tony from Age of Ultron. "I see a suit of armor around the world." And I saw people quote tweeting the fuck out of this, commenting on it, and I was like, why is everyone tripping about this shit? You finally saw the new Fantastic Four, really liked it? Yeah. I would rampage if I lost Sue, says Brennan. Yeah. Yeah, it's a really fucking good movie. Fantastic Four is. It's a really fucking good movie. So, I'm a little slow to pick up on things sometimes. I don't know if y'all noticed. So people are tripping balls about this, and I'm sitting in confusion. And then while I was door dashing last night, I listened to the replay of Josh's stream from yesterday, and I still didn't get it. So then there was really nothing else to listen to today that I wanted to, so I re-listened to Josh's stream from yesterday, and then I finally figured it out. They are alluding to fatherhood in both of these. So since Mr. Robert Downey Jr. is now playing Dr. Doom, the association can be made that we're talking about two fathers here. Yeah, that took me way too long to figure out. Way too long. Freely admit it. Way too long. But yeah, so the implication, I'm guessing that everyone is losing their shit over, is that we're talking about two fathers. And if that's the case, then that leak is true. The Doom we saw in the post-credit scene of the Fantastic Four is a Doom from not the 828 like we thought, but a Doom from another universe where he was married to Sue and they had a son, Franklin. Loki, all right, I have to say it. I honestly don't like the fact they're making Franklin the son of Dr. Doom and Sue. I think that's a terrible idea. Two men produce the same child with a woman. Well, I mean, it is kind of an adaptation of Secret Wars, the comic the Hickman run. Except in that he stole them and modified their minds rather than actually had them. No, it's kind of I don't mind it. Is it a wee bit kind of lazy-ish, sort of? Maybe. But it's a parallel to WandaVision and Multiverse of Madness. More so Multiverse of Madness. And where, 616 Wanda lost her kids, even though technically they were imaginary. But since her power is... Oh yeah, that is definitely different. But since her power is so ridiculous, they did end up being real later. But they had to possess other boys to do it. I mean, in the comics, Doom has always wanted Reed's family anyway. That'd be interesting. I mean, some weird timey-wimey shit. Franklin ends up being Galactus in one run of the comics. then you need to build a repertoire between Doom and Mr. Fantastic in order to build up for that. Well, not really. It's not like they're going to dwell on it. It's his motivation MacGuffin. He wants revenge on whoever started the incursions that blew up his world and took his family. And that's what Galactus wanted in Fantastic Four, for sure. So he wants him some revenge, and he wants his family back. So, of course, naturally, he's going to be attracted to the 828, or there'll be a Sue and a Franklin. Now, it does have a little bit of inherent weirdness, for sure. I'm not going to dispute that with you. It is a little weird, but at least for me, it falls under the we're watching a comic book movie, and inherent in the fact that it's a comic book movie, and this also falls under horror and sci-fi. Um, Inherent in that is suspension of belief. Now, obviously, movies can get so fucking ridiculous that even that doesn't work anymore. But I don't know. For me, Doom having a world and where he ended up with Sue and had a kid instead of Reed for whatever reason, because all it takes for one branch universe is one decision or one event not being the same as the one over there. So it's actually not that super weird. Now, don't quote me on this, but didn't Franklin come from a member of Sue's family anyway? Like the name? I could totally be wrong about that, but I don't know why. I just had this feeling like I think Franklin might have come from the name Franklin came from Sue's side of the family anyway. And if that is the case, that's even less weird. And even if that wasn't established, was it Reed's dad? No, Reed's dad is Nathaniel. I think wasn't King Nathaniel? Because we know he was a Richard. Yeah, King is Nathaniel as well. All right. So yeah, Reed Richards' dad is Nathaniel. King ended up being a Nathaniel. Yeah, I feel like Franklin came from Sue's side. So if her, if her and whoever had a baby together, she probably would have tried, and they had a son. She probably would have tried to get the kid named Franklin, regardless. So it's really not that super unusual if you think about it. Damn it, I have a burp stuck. Ugh. Hate that shit. They never actually established that King is a descendant of Doom or Reed. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if he was a descendant of Doom. Would not surprise me in the slightest. I wish YouTube had fixed whatever the fuck they're doing for these at names to be here. I remember when it happened in the tower, and it was not happening on my channel, and then it got cleared up, and then everyone didn't have them, and then now all of a sudden I have them, and Justin has them. Ugh. Aggravating. It's like Griff's isn't even the same. Like Brooks is similar, Brennan's is similar, Icarus is similar, Matt's similar, but Griff's is completely different. Gotta know Griff by his avatar. So yeah, this post by Marvel Entertainment is being taken, has the appearance of soft confirmation of that leak. Now, is it actually that? Or is this just some social media person who just randomly decided on their turn at the keyboard to post something like this? Two overprotective geniuses, and that's is they and whoever posted that wasn't going any deeper than that. Like they just decided to draw that parallel with no subtext at all. Just, oh hey, this would be a cool post. Look, two overprotective geniuses. I see a shield of armor around the world, and you baby-proof the world. And they weren't thinking any deeper than that. And it's actually a pretty reasonable possibility that this was someone who has no knowledge of like the leaks and scoops and shit that we're into, like, and they're just like, this is a cool parallel. Let me make a post about it. And that's it. My chair has developed a new squeak. Maybe they're just teasing us. It could be. It could be just an innocuous post that means nothing more than what it is. Some YouTubers are saying that YouTube unsubscribes people from their channels. Yeah, YouTube does. But the only reason I know of officially is that accounts that are inactive for so long just get popped. So I'm wondering if like that accounts for at least some of the disappearances in subscriber counts. That particular subscriber hasn't been active on their YouTube, so YouTube's like, get out of my face. Pretty sure that's the case for at least some. But yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if YouTube just randomly started unsubscribing people from channels because glitch. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't remember. I know we had already talked about that leak like the other day. Might have been Wednesday. Got a call at night. Hey, man, thanks for popping in, though. Really appreciate you. Hey, keep this in the back of your mind now that it's in November. Matt, keep this in the back of your mind. It's November, which means we're almost to the end of the year. I want to put. I want to pull a. I want to call a council meeting. Have everyone here on a Saturday next month. And do like a, talk about the year 25 and, sum up 25 and preview 26 as a group. You know what I'm saying? Keep that in the back of your mind. The usual. You, me, Scotty, Justin. Maybe somebody else. Who knows? Oh, fucking, what's his name? Harris. Yeah. Sorry, Harris. Yeah, keep it in the back of your brains, man. Oh, I will. I'll hit up the DMs. Excuse me. I want a water. Let me grab a water. Like a diamond basement? No, not exactly. We're gonna be sticking with nerdy shit. Diamond basements for like when we want to talk about other crap. Yeah, next time one of those, I'll probably turn it into another astrophysics conversation. Built the Dan. Keep you in mind? All right, man. I don't pay for StreamYard, so I'm not sure how many I'm allowed for free. I'll have to check on that, but hell yeah. And even if I got to rotate motherfuckers, do that. Like running a private room in Rivals. All right, so as those of you in the Discord know, I posted yesterday that I had come up with an idea, a theory, I guess you could call it, as to how they could open Doomsday. Assuming this shit's true. Assuming the leak's true, assuming that post from Marvel is confirmation, soft confirmation of that leak. And as usually happens in my very rare moments of creativity, it just dropped right into my head. So allow me to share with you the way I think Doomsday could open. And as I said in my post, there's probably a shit ton of zeros, one chance that I'm right. But if if I'm in the theater and it opens fairly close to what I am about to share with you right now, I am really hoping I happen to be wearing brown pants that day. That's all I'm saying. Really hope I'm wearing brown pants that day if this actually fucking happens. Yes, it's theory time. So, imagine this, chat. You're in the theater. They do whatever version of the title card they're going to do for this movie. Probably end up, probably start off with like a subdued version of the original Avengers theme, and then it'll turn to like probably a more somber, intimidating form of music. And then it cuts. Screen goes black. The music changes to something light. Maybe even like an actual song from, a real song from a real band rather than scored music. But, something light, something poppy, something positive. And we've got an aerial scene, like the kind of shot you'd get from like a drone flying over, land. And what we're flying over is very pretty wooded land, right? And then, they do the, kind of circle around thing, look at stuff, fly over stuff, do little dips and whatnot. And then it finally worked its way, it starts circling down. And then it comes through the trees. And guess what we see? We see the same set that was used in Endgame where Tony, Pepper, and Morgan were living. We fly over that. And then we drop down and then we zoom in on like this, this shed workshop-y structure. And inside is Robert Downey Jr. dressed in a very similar fashion to what we saw when in Endgame when he was inventing time travel. The usual Tony Stark style, right? He's in his workshop doing smart guy things, putting stuff together, talking to himself maybe, saying something like, oh, they're going to love this. So he's in there happily working away, being a happy dude, and then the light changes. It darkens, turns red. Robert Downey Jr. pops out of his workshop, looks up, and there's a fucking Earth in the sky. So he starts running to the main home. And as he's running to the main home, what we know to be an incursion begins. And as part of that process, what happens when you get two celestial bodies pretty close together? You get some very rude gravitational effects that result in some destruction, is what you get. So as Robert Downey is running to the house where he knows his family is, and by the way, not one name has been said by anybody. Jarvis, how to stop an incursion, right? So as he's running to the house, one of these nasty gravitational effects takes place, and some kind of debris comes flying in, destroys the house, and fucks him up a bit. So he recovers, does the usual, my family just got destroyed screaming thing that one would naturally do, right? And again, not one name has been uttered. We're just seeing Robert Downey Jr. on the same set where he and Pepper and Morgan were living from Endgame. That's all we've seen. No names uttered. And we see him crawl back to his workshop, open a closet thing, but fancy like what we expect to see. And instead of Iron Man armor, Doom armor. Cut to black. And that would satisfy what's his fuzz? God damn it. Chris Gore's leak talking about how Doom is broken and needs his armor to survive. And mind you, at the end of that thing, no names were issued the entire time. So that entire scene, for all we knew, we were looking at Tony Stark in some kind of flashback to Endgame or whatever for setup. Like they don't reveal that he's in reality Victor Von Doom until everything gets blown to hell and he opens the thing in his shed. And it occurred to me today when I was out driving around door dashing. If you think about it, I wonder if there's a way I can pull them up side by side. Probably. Okay. Look at Iron Man's helmet. Observe the shape of the eye slits. Observe the shape of this area right here. Okay, keep that in mind. And now look at this one. And by the way, this is then basically confirmed as the official costume that we're going to see in the movie. Somebody saw set photos of RDJ in this. So this is what we're getting in Doom. Again, check the shape of the mouth, check the eye slits. What happened? Did I get rid of that one? There we go. There we go. Okay. Check the eye slits, check the shape of the mouth. They are not dissimilar, chat. Like, I don't believe that they had this kind of synergy going from like way back when to now, obviously, but if this is how they're rolling, they are definitely taking advantage of the situation. Just saying. That occurred to me earlier today, too. So, alternative Tony Stark turns Doctor Doom? No, he was always Doom. That's the whole point, because we know Doctor Doom's going to look like Tony Stark. Now, the question is will the trailer give that away, or will it be... Actually, I just saw something. Did I bring it up? I may have even brought it up. Yeah, I did, like way earlier. Someone came out and said that there will be no maskless shots of Doom in the trailer. Which is a good thing. I mean, obviously, it's no secret that he's playing Doctor Doom. But an opening like that for Doomsday is a good way to set up is a good way to make the normies very unsure of what they're going to be seeing the rest of the movie, which will be fun. It'll suck them in. What do you think, chat? Before we worry about like the likelihood of that being the opening, which again, infinitesimally small. What do you think of my idea? Like, be honest. How would you feel if you're in the theater and you see an opening like that? Now, here's the only thing that I can't square. And this is like the biggest hole in my own theory that I could not rationalize. If Doom starts off broken before he even gets to the F4 universe, and like that one suit of armor I just showed is going to be the main suit during Doomsday, and the one keeping him alive, the one in the fucking post-credit scene did not look that anywhere near that good. Right? You remember that was like basic bitch Doom costume. The only thing I can think of is that one was, again, like Chris Gore brought up in his description, we're talking a Vader situation where Vader's first suit, the initial suit he got from the Emperor, was ass. And he had to constantly make upgrades to himself. So that would work in this situation for Doom. Okay, I guess that really isn't a hole. Pause. Feel like Norris would be immediately invested in the rest of the film. That'd be cool. So Victor married to Pepper? No. We would find out later that it was Sue Storm and that their son was Franklin. But that's why I think they could set it up like that, is so people think the entire time that it's Tony Stark until everything gets blown to hell, and including himself to an extent, and he needs his armor, and everyone's expecting the red and yellow, but they don't get the red and yellow. They get the green and silver. or green and they get the green and silver, or green and gray actually, green and chainmail color, green and steel. There we go. That's it. They don't get red and yellow, they get green and steel. They'll be like, what the fuck? Yeah. Or, given that pretty much everyone knows RDJ is playing Doom, no one should be expecting him to like look like Tony Stark from the jump. So they'll be like, wait, is this Iron Man? Is this Doom? Who the fuck is this guy? And they wouldn't know till the opening's over. And yeah, unless they're into leak culture, they wouldn't know that. They wouldn't know who died in that cabin after that. They would just know it was that dude's family. And later we would find out that it was an alternate universe Sue Storm, and that their alternate universe kid was Franklin. Cool. Well, Brooke and Brennan like it. Yay! So they don't show wife and kid. No, it's part of the setup. And he never says their names. Like when shit blows up, or when he sees the danger of the impending incursion, he's not running at the house screaming, "Sue Franklin!" He's just running his ass off trying to get there. He's not wasting breath screaming. He's just sprinting. No, they don't show wife and kid, but in that part where he's talking to himself, he'll utter some phrases that'll make it apparent he has a family. But never mention one name. Thusly keeping the fact that his wife and kid was actually Sue Storm and Franklin like secret for a while, until they later on reveal his motivations in the movie. I mean, hell, at that point, the next shot could be him in his basic bitch Fantastic Four post-credit scene armor, talking with the Richardses. You know? Well, however they handle that shit, but yeah. I like it. I'm biased, of course, but I like it. I think it would be cool. You know, get people used to the fact that their minds are going to get fucked with. You know, be like, yeah, we're going to fuck with you this movie. You're not going to know, you're going to think you know what's going on, but you're always going to wonder, do I? Yeah. No, I like it. And I may like it just for the fact that these moments are so rare for me. I just want to enjoy it as much as possible. Well, evidently people watching didn't like it much. My viewers just dropped by like 5 in 2 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, that's what it is, chat. That's my thought on how Doomsday could possibly open. That's all I got for this evening. Like I said, not a lot of news. Talked about this on Wednesday. Not a lot going on. The 3 and 4 hour streams probably aren't going to happen for a while until shit really starts popping. Now, next spring and summer, shit should start popping off. Shows will be out. Much more specific details about both Brand New Day and Doomsday should be coming out about that point in time too. Yeah. I want more Fireball. L'chaim. Oh, it's going to be. After January. Dickbags had to go and pollute 2026 with Wonder Man instead of just letting it come out and die in December. Yeah. So I'm going to get out of here pretty soon, chat. But, as per usual, I offer you the floor. If there's something you heard about or that I did not mention that you know you want to talk about, bring it forth. Throw it into the chat. We'll yap about it. I'm just out of planned topics. Lots of good stuff from the 80s or 90s cartoon wise. Yo, dude. Peak. Peak times. And not just on nerdy cartoons, like cartoons in general were just good. Mobile Suit Gundam Trilogy was good. It's basically a condensed version of the show. All right. What did you watch that on? What platform is that on? Still watch some of the latest South Park stuff? Yeah, I actually haven't gone back and watched this season, even though I know I would love it. One of those free streaming sites? Okay. You don't happen to remember which one, do you? Yes, no, maybe so. Let me know, Joe. Don't fuck with my flow. Probably one of those generic sites used for watching anime. Oh, okay. I will use Google and I will figure it out. Because I'm a big boy. And I can do that shit. Nine Anime TV. Okay. I shall look that shizzle up. I mean, if it's free anime, then maybe I'll have something cool. I'm all about not having to pay for shit. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and call it then, chat. Sometimes subtitles don't always work. Oh, that's funny. All right. But I am going to call it, chat. We're going to get the fuck on out this bitch. I hope you guys had fun tonight. I did. I always have fun with you guys. If I didn't, I probably wouldn't be doing this shit, honestly. So I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I hope you enjoyed the talk. I hope you enjoyed the chat. I hope you enjoyed the yapping. I hope you all fucking hit like. And as usual, I wait way too long to bring it up. But if you didn't hit like on your way in, please hit it on your way out. I'd really appreciate it. And if you happen to be new, whether you're here lurking or whether you made it all the way through the replay, if you're new, please hit also, besides the like, the subscribe and the bell. And also join the Discord. Because Discord notifications more reliable than YouTube notifications. All right, so I hope everyone has a great rest of your weekend. And we'll be back at it Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Yay. All right. Much love, y'all. Thanks for being here. You guys are the dopest. Choosing to spend precious time here still blows my mind that you guys do that. But thank you. We'll see you Wednesday. Later. Oh, yeah. Another pretty good stream, I think, chat. Although I am admittedly biased since it is my stream. But I think I would admit if I didn't think it was any good. And I think this one was pretty all right. Not great, not amazing, but I think it's still a pretty good stream. I had fun. I hope you guys had fun. Thank you very, very, very much for being here. Just you guys being here. I appreciate the support. Appreciate you hanging out on the regular. Appreciate you just being dope ass people. Thank you for the Discord link, Brooke. Click the link if you haven't done that. Click the buttons if you haven't done that. So everyone have a good and safe rest of your weekend and beginning to your week. And we'll see you next Wednesday at 9. Much love. Peace.